I did it. I finally caved. I gave in. After 10 years, I finally gave in. Damn you, Dame Darcy! So as you may have figured out, I finally caved and got the Mermaid's Tarot by Dame Darcy. And this is a deck that came out in 2012. And I was very aware of this deck when it came out in 2012. And when I first saw the art in this deck, I thought, wow, I need to have this deck. But then I started looking into it some more, and all of a sudden I kept just flip-flopping and going back and forth. Do I want it? Do I not want it? And you might think that I was going back and forth because of the controversy behind the deck. A lot of you may already be aware of the fact that there was some talk about how a lot of her images, or some of her images, were direct copies from another Mermaid Tarot deck, and also copies of other images, and it wasn't sitting well with a lot of people. But that wasn't what bothered me. What bothered me was that it was a mermaid tarot deck. And you know what? Mermaids just aren't my thing. I'm not into mermaids. I've never been into mermaids. I don't like the ocean. I don't like going to the beach. I mean, you know, all the sand gets in your bathing suit and into places where it doesn't belong. And then, you know, you have to deal with the sunburns and then the salty ocean water. It's just not my thing. Oceans are not my thing. Mermaids. And I don't hate mermaids. It's not that I despise them. They're just not my thing. That's it. They're just not my thing. I'm very indifferent about mermaids. They don't call to me at all. But I loved the artwork. The artwork was just so cool, because what I love about the artwork is that it just has a very hand-drawn feel to it. So, you know, you can tell by the cover, it just looks like, you know, she grabbed her pen and paper, and I don't know if it's markers or watercolor or whatever she used, but it doesn't look like it was done on a digital platform. And who knows, maybe, you know, some of it was, but I can't tell. It just looks very hand-drawn. And that's what drew me to this deck. But I couldn't get past the mermaid thing. And then, oh, look at this. Look at this. See, this is what I mean. And not just the art, but also the hand lettering. Like, I love the way High Priestess is written on this deck. You know, it's not some perfect title that's on the bottom with perfect font and the same size. It's just, it looks like the inside of somebody's bullet journal. You know, like those really fun bullet journals that you watch on YouTube. That's what this reminds me of. And I just love this style. But still, I couldn't get past the mermaid thing. And I thought, all right, well, maybe if she comes up with a different tarot deck, maybe she'll create a different tarot deck in the future, and then I'll get that one. Because, you know, it's, again, I don't know why, but the mermaids, I just couldn't deal with the mermaids. So, you know, a few years later, I went to her Etsy shop and I saw that she had another deck. And it was the Alice in Wonderland theme deck. Not that there's anything wrong with Alice in Wonderland. It's a great story, right? But I'm not a fangirl. You know, I don't obsess over the characters. I don't even remember who all of the characters were. I remember Alice, and there was a rabbit. That's the extent of it. So having an Alice in Wonderland themed deck, it just didn't seem right still. And I couldn't believe it, because I could have sworn anything else that she would make that wasn't mermaids I would get. But the Alice in Wonderland, I could not get past it. And then, later on, I find out she made another deck. Awesome, okay, this is gonna be my deck. And I see that it's called the Witchy Cat deck. I'm sorry. I'm just not a cat person. I'm not a cat person. I know this is getting ridiculous now, right? Again, I thought anything that she would make I would get because I love the style. But I'm just not into cats. So I kept going back and forth because out of the 3 that she made, this is the one that I was drawn to the most. But the mermaids, yeah. So anyway, I've been going back and forth and back and forth, and time would pass and I would watch videos of people using this mermaid tarot deck, and I'm like, oh, that looks so good. And again, it's just that hand-drawn, like raw artistic style that just looks so cool. It kind of reminds me of the art in Trader Joe's. When you walk into the Trader Joe's store and they have like the drawings of the cans and the signs with the prices and the really cool hand lettering. I love that style. And, if Trader Joe's came up with a tarot deck, I would totally buy it. Actually, you know what would happen? You know what would happen? Trader Joe's will come up with a tarot deck, and I'll just sit there and be like, well, I'm not really into food. Food isn't really my thing. And then I'll probably sit on it for like 2 years and then eventually buy it. Anyway, not too long ago, again, I saw somebody using this deck and I thought, oh, I think I still need it. I think I still want it. I mean, look at these. And again, this deck has been out since 2012, so you don't need me to like review this or show you every single card. But I'll just kind of, go through a couple just so that you can see the awesomeness of this art. And another thing that kind of convinced me a little was, there'll be cards like this that they don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have the feel of mermaid. This doesn't say mermaid or ocean to me, except for maybe the tridents. But, I could get past that. But they're like awesome cards like this. Like, again, yes, there is an ocean, but that doesn't bother me too much. It's not like there's mermaids jumping out all over the place, So I felt like there were quite a few cards here that even though this is a mermaid tarot deck, there aren't mermaids on every single card. See, like these that I'm looking at right now, where are the mermaids? They're not there. And that's okay. Like this mermaid is there and she's super cute. So I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Look at this. I love this. These drawings are amazing. Like, and the mermaids are just so adorable that I'm willing to live with them, and they really vary. There's some sailors, there's some boats, but it's not overwhelmingly mermaid, which is, I think, what finally made me give in, because I love this artwork so much that I was willing to look past the few cards that have mer people on them. Oh my gosh, I am so glad I got this deck. Oh my God, I'm so glad. And the other thing that made me finally take the plunge is just on a whim. I decided to go to her website, because every now and again I do that just to see if she, came up with something new with a theme that resonates with me. And I went to the site and I saw there was a sale. There was a sale. And she had the gold edition, which is the one that I have right here. And there was the tuck box edition. And I normally would have just gotten the tuck box edition because I think that one was $38. I thought, okay, that's pretty reasonable for an indie deck. And, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of a fancy box, but that's okay because I'm only after the cards. I don't care about the box. And then I went to the website and she was having a sale. I think it was, 20% or 25% off. And the gold edition, which was normally $58, was like $43.50. And I thought, oh my goodness. So normally the difference between the tuck box version and the fancy box version. And what makes it fancy is that this has the metal closure. Not the metal, the magnet closure. And it's a nice sturdy box, whereas the tuck box is kind of flimsy. So with the sale, the gold edition version was only $5 more than the tuck box. And I thought, well, for $5 more, yeah, I'll take the cute little box and the edges that are in gold, because the tuck box version, it's just white. But these are gold. So yeah, for an extra $5, I would do that, because normally you have to pay $20 more than the tuck box to get this version. So I thought, oh, the drawings, the sale, I just had to jump on it. I said, you know what? I'm doing it. I am doing it. And I did. And I think this edition, the colors are more vibrant than the first couple of editions, which I love even more. And it's funny because I was looking at some of the first edition images and the later editions, and I actually like the later edition images. Normally, I don't like it when the artist changes up their tarot images, because for some reason, the second go at it isn't as good as the original. But with this deck, I'm really liking the updates that she made. And to boot, after I made my purchase, I ended up getting a 30% thank you coupon from Dame Darcy. So now I can go to her Etsy site and look at her other artwork, because I think she sells prints and other things as well. So I might go over there and buy me something for 30% off. I think this is one of the images that was a copy of something else. You can actually, if you're interested in seeing some of the images that had the controversy around them of being duplicates of other artworks, you can check out Benebell Wen's blog post, where she actually has a comparison of the cards from this deck and the cards from the other Mermaid Tarot. If you're interested, I will put a link to Benebell Wen's blog where you can see the side-by-side images. But I mean, she did such a great job in, redoing them. I think this is a great deck, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And you know what? Maybe we'll make this. Let's make this a hashtag. Let's call it I don't know, hashtag better late than never. Okay, so if you have a tarot deck that you've just been going back and forth, and you had your reasons why you didn't want it and the reasons why you loved it, and then you finally caved and gave in and bought the deck, I'd love to hear your story. So if you want to do a video response and do the hashtag better late than never, I'd love to hear your story. Well, thanks for opening my new toy with me. I'm looking forward to using this deck. And if you had fun listening to my ridiculous story, go ahead and hit that like button. Till the next time, bye.